Team. This is the 15.3 refinement kickoff or planning kickoff. I'm already sharing my screen and have the 15.3 planning issue open. It's pretty full. It's overly full right now, so we're going to be doing some work to reduce that. But I wanted to call out what we have so far. So our theme for the milestone is to improve the pipeline experience or the experience of running pipelines for open source program project contributors. It's kind of a mouthful. So our goals for the milestone that lead up to that theme or build to that theme. Our number one goal, as it always has been for the last couple of quarters, or has been and as it's going to continue to be, is to meet our reliability issue SLOs. And those are all verified P1s, things like security, infra dev, and application limits, as we're working on stability and reliability for the platform. So the second part of that is really what leads up to the theme itself of making that pipeline or the experience of running pipelines. If you're a GitLab open source program project maintainer or someone who's contributing to one of those, making that experience better and not costly for you. So part of that is a reduced cost factor for those OSS plans, just so they can get a few more minutes as we're working through some of the kinks of counting all of the minutes on public projects. Another one of those is to use a reduced cost factor for public forks of public projects. So for contributors to public projects, especially those open source projects, they're not burning through all of their minutes in a single pipeline. It's especially important for the GitLab project, which is another issue that we're working on in 15.2. Some other usability things that I wanted to call out. One is the backend work that makes it easier to understand and differentiate merge request pipelines. This is a precursor to front-end work that'll come maybe in 15.3, probably in 15.4, of fixing some of those labels of what the heck is a detached pipeline, some things like that. You can read more about it in the issues. And our UI for the merge request widget to rebase without running CI. This is really helpful if you don't want to run a pipeline as you rebase, if you're way behind on your branch as you're contributing to an open source project, for instance. So this will help folks make sure that their branches are up to date without having to run the CI or the pipeline every single time they do that. You can do it through the API today, but this just makes it a really nice experience to do it through the UI. And the other thing I'm going to call out, a stretch goal, are a couple of spikes that we have in the milestone. So these are smaller than what would be a normal issue. We're going to time box those to about a day, hopefully, but we'll talk about that with the EMs. The first one is investigation into enabling the CI token permission flow. So it's unblocking an issue that is a big one for us around the security theme that we have for the year. And that opens up a lot of use cases for us, like enabling things like Dependabot to run pipelines in your project and trust that only Dependabot is going to be able to do that. They're the only one who is going to have access to those secrets and really just within the scope of that ephemeral token. So those things will rotate automatically. And so it just makes that process a whole lot more secure. The other is trying to figure out what the blockers are rather and get unblocked this review after script. We'd love to get a POC done right now that is scheduled for 15.5. So if we work on this in 15.3, that gives us some time also in 15.4 to work on the proof of concept and then hopefully roll that out. It's one of our most popular issues. It's something that the community, the wider community, has really wanted for a long time. So I think we really benefit our user base by solving this problem once and for all and getting this rolled out. So as we look at our breakdown of the verified P1s, P2s, P3s, you can see a lot is in here. We're targeting somewhere between 30 and 40 issues in the milestone. And then something new as part of our workflow I wanted to call out is that issue breakdown. So for Mark and Sam, Vitika and Richard, what I've targeted percentage-wise, and this is open for discussion, of course, is 25% feature, 25% bug, 50% maintenance. So you can see that we're getting pretty close to that in our breakdown, but we need to reduce our issues. And in the boards that we have, I've actually put in work in progress limits. So I've slimmed down the feature list already so that I've got 8 of 8. So the bug list will need to be about 8. And then the maintenance list is going to need to be about 16. So I will update this table as the milestone goes on and as we get closer to it so that we can be confident that we're going to hit our goals for how much we're going to deliver. And the wider community has confidence that we're going to deliver issues when we say we do. So that is our kickoff. Just a quick walkthrough of our planning issue. This is always going to be evolving. It's probably going to change before the video is done uploading. So if you have questions, please ping me in the channel or leave a comment on the issue. Thanks, team.